And welcome back to SportZEdge, everyone. It's an honor. I know it's an honor for me, an honor for Eric to have George Grande here with us. And I know, very humble, but one of the greatest broadcasters, and I could say that.
And you're one of my greatest students.
Thanks. Hey, thanks.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, explain that.
Really
Explain that.
Well, George has been a broadcaster at ESPN, here at TNH, baseball at the Yankees, the Reds, the Cardinals. I mean, it seems like you've worked almost everywhere and done a great job everywhere you go. But he also taught at Southern Connecticut State. I took his journalism class one semester. Scared to death. Didn't know what I was doing. Quivering up there.
Taught him how to do a live shot. That's what he said.
He got an A. He got an A. He was at the top of the list. On my top 5 list, and many of your classmates and people in that period of time, and people that I was able to work with at ESPN now, I go around the country, and it's great because I get to see them. They're doing what you do, and I'm so proud of what you guys are doing. You're doing a tremendous job. It's I remember the days when I was here and the fun that we had, and you're doing a good job, and I hope you're having fun doing it too.
Well, we remember the days too. As a matter of fact, I think we have some video we should probably show. Our director will cue it up for us. And George, back in the day, check these pictures out on the screen there. Who is that guy up there in the middle? Huh? Do you remember those photos?
Dick Galliette and Cheryl Preble. Who's that guy?
Yeah, look at that.
That was the news side. Now,
so tell our viewers, what years were you here?
I was in New Haven from 71 all the way through to 78. And we had some wonderful days. There's Gary Palladino and Mark Noon, who will eventually work with us at ESPN. You know, you'll see it at Gary in that situation, and people say, you must love what you do. But to be honest, I mean, I had 10 great years at ESPN, 25 years doing Major League Baseball, the 30 years emceeing the Hall of Fame. But I never had more fun than the fun that I had here. You know, guys like Gary Palladino, people like that. You talk about, you know, high school basketball. You had Cross, Hillhouse, Lee. You had, you know, the Red Verderaimes, the Sam Benders, the Tony Vitolos, the Bob Salisburys. You had football. You had Thanksgiving morning, the Green Bowl. You know, you had Hamden and Notre Dame, or you had Derby and Shelton, and guys like Lou DiFilippo and Frank Crisafi and Joe Bruno, and, you know, people that were just wonderful coaches, wonderful people. Hockey. You know, Hamden, West Haven was always a war. Hal Smullen at Amity, Artie Krause, Louis Astorino. Baseball, Frank Vieira, you know, Joey Tonelli, Dan Gooley, Joe Bandiera, people like that really were the fiber of our community, and they still are. You guys are going through the same thing. The coaches that you come across are special people. And for me, it was great to be a part of that. Many of them have been lifelong friends. And in addition, you get to see the kids who were freshmen scared stiff to play sports, and then they become a Rich Diana or a Scott Burrell or people like that are just pillars of the community.
Now, did you know this is what you wanted to do? When did the broadcasting or bug, when did it hit you?
You know, of course, my brother, Carlo, worked here too. We both worked here, and we were fortunate. We were honored to the fact that we were the first brother combination ever to win Sportscaster of the Year award. So there was always an inkling there. I wanted to play Major League Baseball, and I went to the University of Southern California, and my coach, Rod Dato, freshman year, we used to play an exhibition game with the Dodgers. We're at Dodger Stadium, and I'm out at shortstop taking ground balls, and Dato whistles for me to come in. He's behind the batting cage with Vin Scully, who's the greatest broadcaster ever. And he said, Vin, this young man's interested in broadcasting. And Vin says, well, give me a call, you know. So I called him.
And he meant it, yeah.
And I was a gopher for him for 4 years. He's not only the greatest broadcaster, but one of the most remarkable people I've ever known in my life. And that gave me an inkling and a look at the way the broadcasting profession worked, or should work.
And we've been fortunate enough to cover some fun, pretty big events. I don't know if there's one stands out for me. Is there one, or let's say 3, that you could give us real quick that are your favorite all-time stories or events you've covered? You
know, the Hall of Fame has to be at the top of that list, because to do that for 30 years, to MC the ceremonies, and to get to know Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, you know, people like that. Certainly the first day at ESPN, I mean, we walked in the building there, and there was no glass on the windows. We had no studio control room. Everything came out of remote trucks. So the doors were open. There were flies and mosquitoes.
Well, I could sit here for hours probably and talk to you, but you know, TV, you know, 5 minutes is like this. So, yeah,
that's it.
Right. Wrap it up. But thanks for coming in. Great broadcaster, even better guy. And if you're interested, if we need anybody on the weekend, you can freelance.
Been there,
There's
done
a sick
that.
day or
I'll sit and watch
vacation.
you.
All right,
Johnny,
George.
great to see you.
Good to see you.